Oh, hola Internet Amigos. I'm on the phone to O'Connell. We're currently working on another video featuring O'Connell's Manosphere Wild Colonial Boy lair and explaining Pax Silica. But before that video, we must address Tucker Carlson and Sean Ryan and their perpetual lying while having Jesus on their lips. The boss is here with me and Marco as we try and sort out this mess. Let us attend. Yes, Brendon.
In cyber is a real domain of power. In cyber is a real domain of power.
A warning, dear viewer. O'Connell expresses some very strong opinions here, and it must be said there are strong legal opinions and precedent for calling for a public figure's execution under the law when they subvert directly United States foreign policy for the benefit of a foreign banking cartel. Not that they protest it legitimately, but that they actively work for a foreign power. Under Title 18 United States Code Section 2381, treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. Tucker Carlson is a prime example of a man closely allied to Rupert Murdoch, a friend of Henry Kissinger for 50 years, both of them direct assets of Rothschild in the City of London, hence why you never hear Tucker talk about him. Carlson was funded directly by Rebecca Mercer, who was directly tied to the City of London, Cambridge Analytic and SCL Group, and NATO psychological warfare programs. He is close with Candace Owens, who is directly married into the same British elite establishment network that includes King Charles and Jakob Rothschild. All go boo the Jews, but they won't tell you who did 9/11.
Megan drinking apple juice.
And vodka.
Mine's just juice, Mom. Screwdriver.
Yeah, Mom, this is totally apple juice. Way to go, way to start.
You are most welcome, my dears. Coffee mugs on special.
Just as we take over Israel, and we are building gigantic bases there, out come Tucker and the gang. We have ejected the Rothschild asset Vladimir Putin from the region, and we are now disposing of the Rothschild clerical assets in Iran and securing once and for all the energy market of the region. We own the EU and China energy supply. We are also completely rewiring the planet's overall energy supply routes in our favor under the US dollar, and you can bet King Charles, the City of London, and their network don't like it. Isn't that right, Tucker and Candace and Marjorie? Back you, O'Connell, great place by the way.
Crikey, dear viewer, there's an old saying, treason doth never prosper, because for it to prosper, none dare call it treason. But I have my own saying for the present social media time we live in. Foreign-funded, coddled and protected multi-millionaire treasonous podcasters never prosper. For them to prosper, none dare call them treasonous. It's so in your face. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hola, ladies and gentlemen, we are away. Checking. 1, 2, 3. Brendon O'Connell here. We're going to talk Tucker Carlson and Sean Ryan. We're going to, well, Tucker Carlson and Sean Ryan, also CIA and 9/11. This is a brief video because I'm trying to finish the main video, and I will. Had a few problems, but getting there. I learned a lot about LTX, local video, AO, video generation. Now, I really want to explain to you to ask simple questions. Remember how I always go on about simple questions? I've always been able to ask simple questions. I always got suckered in the early 2000s. I had some of the most experienced posters online, very serious people. They no longer exist. They've been chased off. Now it's all a bunch of whores running around e-begging and telling you that the CIA did 9/11. That's the level where we're at. But it's in your face. It's like Candace Owens is married into the highest levels of the British aristocracy. She's married into literally the Rothschild network, City of London, with Lord Farmer, who's literally a proxy for the Rothschild banking and financial network. It's in everyone's face. It's on videos, and yet it doesn't seem to affect her. She's not concerned. Tucker Carlson is also not concerned. If you didn't know, Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, and this entire right-wing network, all of it All of it was Rothschild. Rupert Murdoch was just a front for literally Rothschild and Kissinger. You know that Murdoch and Kissinger best friends for how long? Have you ever noticed when you look around for the past 10 years plus that we've pushed this non-stop? Have you ever seen a single mention of Kissinger apart from just very small mentions here and there? Never just, oh, by the way, Kissinger has been deeply in with Rothschilds forever. There's pictures of him with Rothschild for the last 50 years. There he is with Rupert Murdoch. There he is with this person, that person, this person. He's with Xi. He's with Putin. He was the founding member of opening up China. I mean, there he is every day. But have you ever heard it mentioned anywhere? And I'm sure there are little obscure channels talking about it, but you have to really ask, how could this be? Well, we understand Techno Group, Langley, Virginia's got a part of it, private contractors, GCHQ's involved, and Denology, Clearforce, and General Jim Jones. The Shadowgate series, Millie Weaver, Gavin Wentz, Patrick Berge. Explained. We section it off, we put it in a bubble. Adam Curtis told us you'll just blow off steam in cyberspace talking to people you already know through data mining, psychological profiling, and they can literally only recommend your channel to people who already agree with you. They can also recommend your channel to specific people, as Johnny the Paratrooper, 82nd Airborne, who was in Shadowgate 2. He said he just switched on his laptop and there were all my videos in a row. He wasn't subscribed to me. This wasn't his subscription page. This was his general recommendations from YouTube, and the whole thing was filled with my videos. He's never seen it before. I've never heard of it before. They wanted him to speak to me, and that's how he got in contact with me. That's how I met all sorts of people. There were others, JSOC, SOCOM, all sorts of people. So they want to keep this issue in a very narrow band of professionals, and I do understand the nuances of politics. However, we're at a point where all of these people have Jesus on their lips, and this is what's really annoying me. Jesus on their lips. What's the first thing about Jesus? Tell the truth. The moment you lie, in come the demons. The moment you lie, in come the demons. The moment you obscure the truth and hold it down, in come the demons. These people are not worried because they are demons. Tucker Carlson's a freaking demon. All right, he is a shallow shell, a dog looking for a master, as someone once described him to me. There's no scandals major with him. He's pretty boring, but he's a dog looking for a master. That's why he has the fly fishing video. You know why he has the fly fishing? Do you know why he has that? That little picture of him fly fishing? That's a message to the Dick Cheney crowd that he's safe. That he's safe. He's going to run around and tell you. Right, because that's all. Cheney was in with Kissinger, Project for the New American Century, Zbig Brzezinski, The Grand Chessboard, America's Geostrategic Primary Role. What they didn't add in those books is you're going to smash it to pieces, burn it all down, then you're going to retreat, and we'll rebuild under the multipolar world order, Ode to non-plan, making the Middle East safe for Greater Israel, which in turn is linked with Russia, China, and Europe to build the great Eurasian trading bloc. Said it 1,000 times in my videos. And so that's the grand narrative picture that you see in these videos. Which way is it? That way. That way? That way. That video. So I'm not even going to show this. I'm just going to go into the summary. This is what Gemini is really good for. Summarizing the transcripts and keyword searching the transcripts. I used to do this with DaVinci Resolve. You'd have to download the video, load the video in, wait 15 minutes, 20 minutes for a long 2-hour Tucker Carlson to keyword search it. I don't have to do that anymore. You're going to say, but AI could lie to you. I don't think keyword searches are a major problem for the AI. It's a pretty simple process. But he goes down and I ask the question, ask the question here, where is Israel mentioned in any of the video? It's twice. Regarding the 9/11 investigations at 58 minutes and 34 seconds, the guest mentions questions surrounding people observed near the site of the World Trade Center, whom he refers to as Mossad officers from Israel. Oh, right camera. Wow. For those of you that have been around any time or just weren't born yesterday, Israel did 9/11 along with UK, France, Germany, and local actors. This is the Rothschild network, City of London network. But Israel was absolutely central. That was the military planning base. Chris Boleyn told us all about it in a 2007 book. I have it right here. That book, Solving 9/11, Chris Boleyn this is not just his opinion. It's fully referenced, names, dates, places, quotes, who ran the computer systems, who ran the radar systems, who ran the CIA database, who ran the FBI database, who ran all the surveillance systems. Talks about ICTS, started by the Shin Bet, who do all the security services for shipping ports and airports worldwide, including Boston Logan. They allowed them in. Do you seriously ever think, how do I make you angry enough to start to threaten Tucker Carlson and say, dude, you're not just lying, you're not mistaken, you are actively working for the City of London to destroy this country. And what's the message in all his current videos, including the one with Sean Ryan? Withdraw, military sucks, America sucks. Yeah, I get it, but none of them are going to, it's just Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, same, America sucks. And there was little tidbits spread around, but the main message was America sucks. Edward Snowden will not say Israel. He's had one interview with Israel with a bunch of Israeli activists, cliche left-wing, and says, oh, you guys are really good with what you know about Telpiot, Unit 8200. Edward Snowden, despite his highest security clearances, despite the fact he was part of the US Telpiot program, their version of it, I can't find its name, but in their version, that's why he was doing special forces training. And you think to yourself, how's that wet rag doing special forces training? It's absurd. Well, he was doing the 10-year version of the US Telpiot program. They have the same program. And yet out of his mouth, the word Israel. Look at Assange dance around Israel. He's danced around it. He has said some good things, and he did put out some very interesting stuff to do with the relationship between Avigdor Lieberman, who was the foreign minister and also the Secretary of Defense or the Minister for Defense, and how good friends he was with Putin. He's from Moldova, the old Soviet Union. He's smoking cigars with Putin. They're talking in Russian. That was great out of 10 billion articles. And you remember Bibi said, oh, it's actually been good for Israel, Edward Snowden. And I agree with Pat Berge. WikiLeaks is WikiStrat, won by that Jew out of Melbourne, originally from Melbourne, who's the Israeli dual national. WikiStrat. So what's the message? America bad. Withdraw, withdraw, withdraw. He promised no more wars. Withdraw. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that parrot. I mean, look at all the links with the City of London and these people. Look who they're all linked to, and they're all talking about the Crown and the Vatican and theocracy and top-down management. Boy, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I thought you were an American patriot. You seem to employ the wrong people. And if we're mistaken, Marjorie, and you're just a dumb, stupid effer, as we know you are, who inherited all the money off your old man, Large Marge, why don't you come and tell us how wrong you were, that you were mistaken, but they never do, because these people are not independent operators. They are not independent operators. If they were, they would tell you who did 9/11. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Fearless warrior. I don't put up with this. Trump's threatening me. Well, tell us who did 9/11. All of these people say, I may be killed. I may be killed. These people constantly advertise and market their personalities, their brand, their business, because that's what they are. They're a business. They're not doing you any favors. They're making millions of dollars a year. This isn't the early internet where everyone was so passionate and it cost you money to produce stuff. But everyone thought, wow, look at this great tool, this incredible tool. Now they locked it down, and now they portray, this is all Murdoch, Kissinger, City of London people, Fox News. Tucker Carlson started with millions of dollars from Miriam Adelson, Cambridge Analytica, SCL Group, and NATO, straight out of the City of London. And apparently nobody can work it out. And Tucker's not concerned that you will work it out, because there is a force moving across the internet. It's not just the CIA or the NSA. All right, these are private contractors. These are people. These are private companies. And you're not allowed to look at them. You're not allowed to use freedom of information to find out who they are, how much they're paid, what's the contract worth. You're not allowed, as Bill Binney said. Hayden, Clapper, and Brennan just went and privatized the whole lot. And yet, strangely, they all hate Israel. They hate Israel. And yet, look what they did. Look what they did. And they didn't notice. These brilliant geniuses, Clapper, Brennan, and Hayden, have got to be brought before a Senate hearing and say, how is it? I mean, this has been going on 50, 60 years, but in the last 20 years, you were kind of in charge, and none of you worked out. You were handing all these contracts to Israeli companies who you hate and admit are constant pain in the butt and are deep within US critical infrastructure. Man, sometimes, some stories are too big to tell and some banks are too big to fail. Well, this story is too big to tell. I happen to own it, which is pretty funny. The madman from Australia. I love it when they call me mentally ill. You can't work with him. You can never extract this narrative away from me. I own this sucker. Too many people know. People are seeing Congress people all the time. Mary's handing out stuff, top levels of the Republican Party. The Heritage Foundation know all about me. They've tried to recruit me. You remember PhD, good old Julianne Romanello. This goes, it's way bigger than T-Town. Free America, free the world. My friends heard it. They're all multimillionaires. They love it. They want to get you to America. Who is she talking about? She's talking about Heritage Foundation and all the people that support that. That's how I know that what America is doing is not for Israel. Quite the contrary. They are destroying the Greater Israel Project. I don't like Trump. I don't like any of them. I simply look as a tool. Maybe I'll put a glove on as I pick up the hammer or the chisel because it's covered in pus. With Trump, though, I'm done. I am done with Trump, though, 100%. I can't wait to see the back of him or his head explode. I don't care. Couldn't care less. Hope someone kills him. Don't care. He's a piece of shit. I don't even call him the president. He's just an actor, and he's just like a shield when you see the cops going in with a shield. That's all he is, and it's time. He's disposable. They'll dump him, and the deal is he'll get $8 billion when he leaves, and a plane from Qatar, and it's just disgusting. You're building the new American empire because it looks like an empire. I don't think you're going to free the slaves with the AI drone technology, but let's wait and see. Where there's life, there's hope. But you can't build something new on blood and bones, and you are, which is straight out of Masonry, where the New World Order will be built on blood and bones, whether it's Palestinians or Arabs in general or Africans or Asians, built on blood and bones and suffering. You can't build that, and you've all got Jesus on your lips. I suggest you look in the mirror and have a good hard think. Regardless, you're going to see this whistleblower come up with the most pathetic stuff. Pathetic stuff. Ooh. Not even going to mention dancing Israelis. Can't even manage that one. All you have to do, and a lot of people have said they've been downloading this book and blown away. They'd never heard of Chris Boleyn. How is that possible? The guy from Geopolitics and Empire, never heard of him. Never heard of him. I abused Lou Rockwell and called him a dumb effer. And he actually went and bought the book and told the guy from Geopolitics and Empire. And they were blown away. They'd never heard. How could you not hear of Chris Boleyn, for crying out loud? Well, that's how you seal it off. You seal it off. You read that book. Watch his videos. Just type in Chris Boleyn, Bollyn, and up come his lectures. And then you look at what this crap says. What's bugging me, it's gaslighting, because these people are not the faintest concerned that you will find out what traitors they are. They're not worried. I don't know, but if I lived in America with 300 million firearms, and highly trained killers and kidnappers out of special forces, not let alone just the ordinary military, I'd be a little bit worried. This is a threat to Tucker Carlson and all of you people. Of course it's a threat, but it's not really a threat. I'm just telling you, as surely as gravity, if Tucker Carlson says, I'm going to step off this cliff, and I say, if you step off the cliff, if you keep going, gravity's going to kick in, you're going to die. Is that a threat? But these people live in bubbles, and they're very sure of themselves. Tucker Carlson's never been smashed in the face. He's never had his head stomped on. He's never worried about the lives of his kids. He's got millions of dollars. He's got private security. But sooner or later, Tucker Carlson and the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world, let alone all the other scum, the Ari Hoffmans, have got to realize that you're not talking to who I'm talking to. And they're not happy. And they assure me the day of reckoning is coming. And when it comes, it's going to be like COVID. It's going to be sudden. People are going to start disappearing, number one. And you're going to get the message. Then watch them start hopping on planes. Watch Candace Owens move to London. I guarantee you within a year, I'm pretty confident within a year, certainly two, maybe less, could be next week. Candace Owens is finally going to pack up shop when it's not quite working out. She's going to jump on that plane with the gay boyfriend, the Scottish Rite Mason gay boyfriend, and they're going to land in London and get a nice apartment in Highgate next to Arnold Milchan. And hopefully Ari and Rahm Emanuel will be there too. Your natural home. That's where you need to go home now. Some big English lads, the heavers of the world, can have a word with you over there. Or the Hasidim, dump them in Ukraine, get them out of Israel. Israel don't want them. The normal Israelis just want to get along. It can be done. Dump all the Hasidim, all the lunatics, all the pretend Russian Jews, all the settler movement, dump them in Ukraine. Let some big Slavic lads deal with them. I don't care what happens to them. If you said, Brendon, if you do that, they'll all be killed. I don't care. There's already millions dead. What, I've got to worry about them? Well, we've got to kill another 2 million in case we hurt their fucking feelings. They're lunatics. We're not talking about people who we're having an argument with. We're talking about raving, religious, lunatic cults that are dedicated to literally our destruction, not just the Arabs. But apparently I've got to watch what I fucking say. I don't fucking think so. So you need to start articulating that if you are going to betray the United States and its mission, its manifest destiny to free the slaves, we don't know if it's going to work out, because it's looking like empire. But the other option is 100% Gulag, 100% World Economic Forum. France is not sovereign. Germany's not sovereign. China's certainly not sovereign. The UK isn't even sovereign. As Tun, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the former Prime Minister of Malaysia, says, if I go against them, they will destroy our economy. If we don't have a reckoning and get the military motivated, the critical mass will come. And watch these people, number one, start disappearing. And I hope so. I don't care anymore. And I take this very seriously. It's death. If you work for a demon, it's death. If you want to put Jesus on your lips, bad things happen. You're already going to have bad things happen. When you put Jesus on your lips, and Fatima, convert, become Catholic and talk Jesus, Jesus. Sean Ryan, I had this run in and I saw God and I went to hell and so Sean Ryan, this guy over here, but I wanted to show it. Where is it? I love this guy, Jamison's Travels. He's not going to tell me about 9/11 either, but he's not claiming to be a multi-millionaire alt media star. But you hear that Sean Ryan he went to hell when he was doing mushrooms, ayahuasca, and taking tons of cocaine, probably trafficking cocaine in Colombia. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he met a lot of Israeli friends over there. But when he was doing that, he said he had the experience of hell, and that's why he's so religious now. He's so religious, he sits there and lies to your face. Can't seem to work out who did 9/11. Just tells you it's a war for Israel. That's all he says with Tucker. It's a war with Israel. It's a war for Israel. You need to just come home now. Come home. Let Rothschild, City of London, rule Eurasia. Right? Let what's the name, Vanderlei from the European Union. Let Vladimir Putin, best friend of Kissinger, Yevgeny Primakov, who kisses little boys' tummies. Let him run Eurasia. That's not sovereign Russia. You don't know the Russian Orthodox Church. I know it. I was going to be a monastic in the Russian Orthodox Church. I'll tell you, nobody trusts Putin. Once KGB, always KGB. The Patriarch, real name Mikhail Gundiev, not Patriarch Kirill, when he was the Metropolitan, he was known as the Tobacco Metropolitan. He's a billionaire from oil taxes, tobacco taxes, and vodka taxes. Did you know that? Have you seen his $30,000 Bugatti watches? Have you heard about his addiction to racehorse and greyhound gambling? Have you heard about how many people he sues on an everyday basis, this pious man of Christ? He's just a KGB asset. He's a KGB case officer. They run the damn church. And this the Catholic Church, that'll be around 20 million websites. You go after the Russian Orthodox, and I've had people try it who are pro-Palestinian activists, they couldn't get it to go anywhere. Does Russia have the power to do that? No, only Israel and GCHQ have the power to do that. To stop that getting out and seal it in a bubble. That's how protected the Russian Orthodox Church and Putin is. And there's our boy Tucker Carlson, constantly fawning over Putin. That is the link once you understand. Yevgeny Primakov, head of the SVR, also head of the Communist Party. He was the handler who put Putin in. I've done 1,000 videos on it. You understand Kissinger. There's Kissinger, but they can't work it out. Alex Craner can't work it out. They're all confused. Oh, it's just one picture. I was like, oh, dear God. So you can go and watch that for yourself. Because I got to get back to this video. In the video, I'm going to feature Kirikow, his horse shit, and what really happened, which is talking about the new Section 219, merging the US and Israeli militaries. It's a total, absolute lie. It's because it's way worse than that. Way worse than that. There's no merging of the military. And when you read the actual stuff, it tells you straight out, nothing's really changing. In fact, it's better because now we have someone high in the Pentagon who's actually going over every single contract and every single payout and every single member of personnel. They're also bringing the Israeli companies to America with their factories. So now they will be under US supervision. They told you, oh, they're going to bring it in, then they're going to make it about jobs so we can never go about Israel. Listen, you own Israel now, America. You own it. You're putting huge bases in there. That's yours now. It's not the City of London's anymore. It's the United States. It's now a protectorate of the United States. So you bet King Charles, you bet Lord Levi and Jack Straw, and you bet the whole Rothschild dynasty, David and Evelyn de Rothschild, and all the Hufjuden and all the old European families are begging, get the US out of Israel. Get them out of the Middle East. Stop attacking our proxy Iran. You bet they are. And that's what the new video is coming. Going to be about. Very important. And it's going to be explained in large part through a long 15-minute plus segment at the beginning of the video with me doing a summary at the end. It's going to be explained by AI Pete Hegseth, AI Donald Trump, AI Marco Rubio, and whoever else I throw in there. And it'll be funny and entertaining. I'm there in my lair. It's pretty funny, smoking cigars in my manosphere lair, to try and get across. See, there's no money in this. I just got to go, boo, Israel. I'm trying to get across a complex, nuanced analysis of this. And I'm even going to agree to some degree with Glenn Beck, that halfwit, because he's saying, read the legislation. There is a vested interest in pushing boo Israel, boo Israel, boo Israel. We already own the place now. We own it. You own it. Now they're telling, withdraw, withdraw, get out, get out. No, you, what, after all the death and destruction, the trillions of dollars of lost money? America should look like something out of the Jetsons by now. But all you've been doing is run around killing people for Rothschild. Now's your chance to smash that system. And that, withdraw, withdraw, withdraw. The traitors, and I don't know how to get across to you to stop being nice to these people, and these people need to know. I lost loved ones in 9/11, and 2 million people are dead, 2 million Arabs, there must be justice. And if you keep covering for that, because your intent is not, there's no justice about what happened to all the Arabs. You don't hear Tucker Carlson talk about that. Lost treasure, come home, come home. Where's the justice in all of this? It's a low lie, don't join the military. They're sitting right in front of your face, very confident, because the networks are so big in the United States. They have to be routed out. And if threats of violence have to happen to these people, not because you disagree with what you say, but because they are lying and they are working for a foreign intelligence outfit. This is the Silva master spy ring. We're not having a disagreement with Tucker, besties with Rupert Murdoch and Heinz Kissinger, who's funded by Rebecca Mercer, Cambridge Analytica, City of London. I mean, it's in your face. Candace Owens, in your face. She just sits there in Tennessee, not a care in the world. What's down there in Tennessee? I know John McAfee was down there as well. What's down there? Everyone, they're all sucking Putin's privates. They've all got the same thing. Boo Israel, come home. Let's mention the Jews for 3 seconds. Candace Owens on Sean Ryan. Oh, it's all about the Rothschilds? The Rothschilds? 3 seconds. That's it. Move on. But apparently that's enough for you. That little crumb. Oh, there it is. Hope. You don't think trillionaire bankers haven't got this all covered? You don't think they're still, their networks are so powerful within the United States that their assets can sit in comfort in Tennessee? Why are they all moving to Tennessee? What are you going to tell me? It's a tax break? What is it? You tell me. What are we? 24 minutes. Gee, it's going to be a record. Should we stop on 33? Dear God, it doesn't stop. 33, 33, 33. Everywhere I look, everywhere I go. Ladies and gents, I feel sometimes like I'm like a stuck record, but use that thing. Go over here, click on this far side and start keyword searching. And you'll see just how, see, I don't expect Glenn Beck. I'm not angry at Glenn Beck. I don't expect him to tell me who did 9/11. I have no expectations from Glenn Beck, ever. All right? But this clown is supposed to be cutting edge old media. Do you know how much money? He was making $60,000 a month off Patreon, just Patreon, not including YouTube and the advertising and the product placements, just from Patreon. 60,000 USD a month in 2019. 2019, 7 years ago. He's on millions a year, and all he's got to say is, oh, shit, man. No shit. Whoa, no shit. That's it. And he just sits there. He looks like he's doped up to the eyeballs half the time on his gummy bears he takes. Him and Lex Friedman. They're all on pot. They're all talking about Jesus. They all fear hell, yet they lie. They openly lie. I know that Sean Ryan knows who I am. Oh, I know. You know, when Roger Reeves got on his show, I got his book published, The Transporter for the Medellin Cartel. I met him in jail. Sean Ryan just popped up old clips of Roger Reeves just suddenly. Yeah, I should make a few inquiries. Sean, if you're going to, I wouldn't mind as much because, look, I'm not angry at Glenn Beck. Where is he? I just can't stand this pig here, the Young Turks. I just can't stand him. It's just, they are just so vacuous, multi-millionaire families, Wharton Business School. He has got the biggest drug, gambling and hooker habit on earth, but at least he doesn't touch kids. So, it's kind of like makes him a saint. And Tucker Carlson. I want to know how I can get you angry at these people. Not that you go out there and shoot their kids or anything, but you need to understand that these people are literally the silver master spiring, the Bolsheviks. See, you go, Tucker's not a Bolshevik. You don't know what a Bolshevik is, do you? They're all in with their Masonic lodges, and they're clearly linked back in with Kissinger, Murdoch. How do you come across from Fox News and bring 20? You have 27 permanent staff, and half of them came from Fox News. You think Tucker's sitting in his little shed at his little home, fly fishing, plucking his banjo? No. He's got 27 staff. It is the Tucker Carlson Network. It is a huge company. He works for Rebecca Mercer and Cambridge Analytica and City of London. Don't you see who they all associate with? I want Trump gone too, but for very specific reasons. Do you think it all rests on Trump? Trump could go tomorrow. This is heritage. It's the Pentagon. It's billionaires. It's top generals. Trump running anything. Give me a break. He's just a little whore actor. But he plays the madman, this destabilizing madman to keep everyone on their toes. He'll take all the heat, disposable condom. They'll throw him away soon enough. 28 minutes. Let's finish before 30 minutes. Tucker Carlson is a Bolshevik. He is an asset of the City of London. And I want to know when he stops making millions and sitting there and flying first class, flying in private aircraft. Who do you think he flew? Which aircraft do you think he flew into the private aircraft? Which he admits freely. He flew in a private aircraft to Israel to interview the ambassador. That's Rebecca Mercer's private aircraft. Who flew Andrew Tate into the United States? Rebecca Mercer on her private aircraft. This is the network of billionaires come to save you with their multi-million-dollar alt media assets. And it's time you woke the fuck up and stop being a child because the ramifications are death. The ramifications are death. Do you understand? So you don't get it because you haven't seen anyone die in front of you. So you're just fucking a clueless slob moron. You don't get it. Until your kids are under threat or dead, you're dead, they're rounding people up, confiscating firearms with the automated machines, then maybe you'll wake up. Well, I'm sorry, it'll be too late by then. You have to get an attitude of these people are traitors. If you want to go and kill Tucker Carlson, that's your business. That'll be on you, spiritually, morally, ethically, legally. That's on you. All right? I just want justice and for Tucker Carlson to stop doing what he's doing, repent because he believes in Jesus so much, and start telling the truth. Give away his millions of dollars to people, start lobbying politically, start supporting Mary Silva because he loves America. He doesn't love America. He's an asset. He'll never repent. He doesn't fear anything. He's not concerned. He's talking to Rebecca Mercer and everything's fine. He needs to know that everything is not fine and there will be ramifications for his actions. And when they all work that out, they'll stop doing it. What will they stop doing? They'll stop destroying America. Our last chance for freedom. Do you understand? There's 50-50, we'll get freedom and the slaves will be freed. And of course they'll be free. God, you can't go against God. This is a test for us spiritually, morally, ethically, legally. But at the end of the day, there's no hope when you go with the City of London and these assets. You see America withdraw from Europe, withdraw from Ukraine, withdraw from the Middle East. That is when you know it's over. Now you'll be laughing. Suddenly a lot of good things flow, a lot of technology flows. And you'll go, wow, life's pretty good. Yeah. And slowly they implement the fentanyl, metaphorically. And you will go to a lovely 20, 30-year program of the smart cities. They won't call them smart cities. They'll be very beautiful, very nice. And you will take that fentanyl metaphorically and you will just go to sleep. That is what's coming if you don't start letting Tucker Carlson know, not through, we're going to come kill you. You start saying, Tucker, you're a traitor and the penalty is death, up to and including execution. Do you think I'm trying to be clever? That is the penalty. Their actions are not up for debate. We're not having a disagreement here. They are clearly working for a foreign power. Whilst claiming, oh, Israel's bad. Just as you start taking it over, out come their assets. Out they come. And they all seem to work for giant, trillionaire corporate media moguls. Crikey, they must have seen the light. But apparently they're not afraid of Rupert Murdoch. They're not afraid of Rothschild. But they won't tell me who did 9/11. They claim Jesus on their lips. They won't tell me who did 9/11. That was a mass murder event of Americans which led to 2 million dead Arabs and untold trillions and ramifications for the decades to come. Not going to tell me about it. So who the hell do they work for? With Jesus on their lips. Do you understand? That's the final straw that broke this camel's back. Jesus on your lips. Fair warning. A day of reckoning is coming. Watch them start disappearing and watch them start getting on planes. Candace Owens will be first. Oh, I'm here in London. I've moved back with my family. The threats have been too much. I fear for my children. They're out to get me. Bridget has 3 PPs. They're not going to stop this. Like all psychopaths, they don't know when to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk again very, very soon. Till then, I leave you with, do I have? Where's the end? All right. I'll leave you with the great Bill Cooper.
What is our common bond truly? Freedom. Freedom. Without freedom, you can't be a Christian no matter what denomination you belong to. You can't be a Buddhist. You can't own a donut shop. You can't drive from here to Oregon. You can't be an American because that's what it's all about, and that's the only thing that it's all about. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's about freedom. Only freedom.